There has been plenty of discussion about Leeds United potentially needing a 6 going into the next stage of the season because the matches around Christmas get busy and busy and busy and busy and busy, and we will still be relatively low on the players that we have available. And most of this discussion has been around signing ourselves a free agent, which, sure, we all love a free agent. You don't have to pay for them. We're from Yorkshire, we're cheap. And this saga has been going on for a little while so far. It's taken its time, it's sort of building up momentum. But finally, after the match against Sheffield United, it looks like Leeds United have their signing. Because the Whites have approached a free agent, and it looks like we are approaching confirmation on signing said free agent. Let's get one of the P's out of there, shall we? So really, really looking forward to that. But first, before I get into all of that, subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, it's one button down here-ish. And yeah, about 50% of you aren't, and that makes me really sad. So to make me less sad and more happy, subscribe. Thank you. Anyway, hopping into the player that Leeds United are looking to sign. First, I'm going to start with how do we know that we're going to sign them? Well, firstly, because they were spotted at the game, and secondly, because his name's been in wide discussions with various leakers going around the place. And third, it's come from a source that is highly reputable in the general community, so it's something that can be effectively relied upon, in my opinion. So, I'm very confused by a thing. I'll explain in a minute. But we need to talk about who the player is. The player themselves is Joshua Guilavogui, if my French is right. I'm going to write that on a banner, I think, just to make things a little bit easier for everyone. Guilavogui. If my French pronunciation is correct, this is approximately, if it will save the banner, give me a second, there we go, how you pronounce Josh Guilavogui, who is a central midfielder who has a tendency to play quite a lot of Bundesliga football, or had a tendency to play quite a lot of Bundesliga football, isn't currently playing because he's a free agent, because at his last club, last season, he had a bit of an injury issue towards the mid-ish stage of the season, which, fair enough, he's currently 34 years old, French midfielder, is someone that's coming towards the end of his career, and that's completely understandable. But we need to discuss a few more little bits and bobs about his style of play. He's someone that I'm having a look at his heat map right as we speak. Let's go to a season where he played a few more minutes, shall we? Do a quick little screen share. There we go. And is someone that plays in that central mid, defensive mid, and can play at centre-back sort of position. This sort of heat map tells you that he is typically a number 6, but he can push a little bit further up the pitch if he's needed to. He's not someone that will do that very consistently or commonly, but he will happily enough do it. There was a little bit of a concern at first for me around the number of minutes that he played. So last season he played a grand total of like 20. This is the season before last, actually. He played 23 matches, 1,000 minutes. It's not tons, but then again, you need to consider the role that he will take in the club. You need to consider the fact that this guy is not going to be a first-choice player at Leeds United. And once Ampadu and Gruev come back, he's not going to be a third or a fourth-choice player. He's probably going to be number 5, maybe equivalent with Charlie Crick. He's going to be the sort of guy that is fully aware of the fact that he is not going to be starting matches when everyone is fit. But at the same time, luckily we're in a position where he knows this. And during his time at Mainz, during his time at Wolfsburg, he was completely aware of this fact. At Mainz, he knew that he wouldn't play that much football. That's why the season before last he got 1,000-ish minutes. That's why last season he got a grand total of 412 minutes. He's someone that is already used to that situation of, okay, I'm a rotation player. It's fine. It's all well and good. And then the question sort of comes up, the inevitable big question that everyone will have around, well, is he any good? And is he good for Leeds? Is he going to suit what we need? And to be honest, in my opinion, yeah, absolutely. He's someone that's got a lot of experience of playing a decent level of football, primarily Bundesliga, a little bit of Liga. That's the sort of thing that we were looking at when it was Kouyaté, because everyone was saying, well, Kouyaté's got plenty of experience, so it's going to be completely fine. And then Kouyaté reportedly asked for a hell of a lot of money and presumably a decent amount of playtime that he wasn't going to get. This is a guy that has played at the top level and has played consistently at the top level, and yeah, I guess in a way is sort of could be considered injury prone, but at the same time, he's going to be basically wrapped in bubble wrap. He's going to be the flick the switch, slam the button just in case we desperately need another midfielder. And he doesn't just provide on-pitch stuff either. He's going to be behind the scenes providing the leadership stuff that we might have lost now that Cooper isn't here, now that Ayling isn't here. It's a multifaceted thing that we sort of need to pay attention to the additional facets of, because if we don't, then you're in a little bit of a problem. Because if you don't recognise the off-field stuff, then you purely look at, well, has someone made a mistake on the pitch this week? And that's how you start picking your team, and that's a very silly way to pick a team. We need to recognise that there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on in terms of mentoring and just general sort of leadership and dressing room vibesy things. And I think Guilavogui is sort of the perfect signing for us in that case. Not going to ask for too much, because wages in the Bundesliga and Liga 1 aren't through the roof. Thank you very much for that one, camera. Oh, gee. Well done, me. Have I even charged my spare battery? Because this is going to be embarrassing if not. There we go. Spare battery time. Do I edit this out of the video or do I keep it in? Comments, let me know. What do I do with it? Do I keep it? Do I get rid? I'm going to ask you guys. I'm relying on you folks. Yeah. But you also need to consider the whole thing of he's not just a central defensive midfielder, because we do need a 6, sure. But we also sort of need a centre-back, because centre-back depth isn't great at the minute, because Ampadu isn't here and Vuber isn't here, and we're probably looking at DeBayo or Byram slipping in there at the moment. So he covers both of those slots. He's versatile, he's decent enough for a championship level, and odds are he'll only have a 6 or 18-month contract. I'd lean probably towards 6, to be completely honest with you. I think this is sort of the perfect signing. It's going to be affordable, going to be a decent enough quality. It's not someone that we're going to need on a consistent basis. I feel kind of good about it. But, as always, I have bad takes sometimes, and that is just my opinion. That's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about signing Guilavogui. Is there anyone you might have preferred? Is there anyone that you sort of... Is there a reason that you're straying away from him? Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not yet. That's always massively appreciated. Or even become a channel member. You will get this video around 8 hours early if you're a channel member. So that'd be fantastic. Or if you're on the live stream, because I'm also live streaming this. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. And I will see you later. Unless you're on the live stream. If you're on the live stream, you have to stay here. There is a cheeky little secret contract in my channel guidelines that says if you're here, you have to stay here forever. Some people call it unethical. The UN call it modern slavery. I just call it good business. I'm making less sense than Chris Wilder at this point. Hope you enjoyed. Ta-ra.